Should be streaming soon on YouTube. I know for a fact we're streaming on Twitch. Hi everybody. Hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you can hear the audio. I'm actually go. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Oh gosh. 1 second. Probably seeing my oh no. We need to reconnect. I wanted to do. You can see my shameful Stardew Valley here. No, it's fine. There we go. Come on, you can extend. I believe in you. Weird. Here. Oh, I see what's happened. Alright. Well, anyway, we are live. I'm currently messing with the settings right now. So, hi everybody. I hope that you're all having a good day. And I was going to show you, if we can get everything set up, some of the zines that I've been laying out recently.
Yeah.
And maybe, Mabbies, you want to talk about some of the stuff that you've been doing recently as well.
You know, I've been doing some stuff that I personally find very boring recently, and that is LQA.
Oh.
The localization for Terra Nova into Japanese.
Boring, huh?
Well, it mostly involves copying text and checking for typos.
Yeah. It's the editing part of the editing part of writing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Any other exciting things that you've been working on? I know you gave a talk recently.
That's right. I gave a talk on Friday at Nerd Night Tokyo about karaoke mashups.
Was pulling this over here.
NerdNightTokyo.com.
Yeah. So they have an archive, and look at it. It's a Mabbies.
It's me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what did you talk about?
I gave a talk about how you can use music theory to find karaoke songs that mash up with each other, and you can sing the wrong song instead of the one that the karaoke track is playing.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Did you, what were some of your favorite mashups that you shared during that?
If you listen to Last Friday Night by Katy Perry, you can sing the lyrics to Get Lucky over the top, and it works surprisingly well.
You can indeed.
Mm-hmm.
How was it for you to like make the talk and build the talk?
It was quite a lot of work, because I wanted to make sure I was able to back up the things that I wanted to say with data. So, part of my prep for the talk was doing a bunch of analysis of 50 songs. I took a list of the last 50 songs that me or my friends had sang at karaoke. And I actually have that list up on my blog now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So can we go to your blog and see that list?
You can. It's the top link.
Wow. I will post it here in chat for people to see. But yes. I am a huge fan of the Plagal Cascade.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not yet watched the video The Axis of Awesomeness.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the band is called Axis of Awesome. They made a video called, I think, just 4-chord loop or something. 4 chords. And it's real fun. Yeah, if my AnyType ever loads. There we go.
Yay!
Here are some songs.
That's cool that it you can embed it into a website.
Yeah. I don't notice whether you can scroll horizontally. Okay, good. You can see the rest of the data.
Yay!
That's important. So yeah. Got a bunch of songs tagged with what chord progression they use and what time signature they use. And some of these are very hard to mash up, like a bunch of the show tunes kind of songs don't tend to use 4-chord loops, so like I think there's some Disney, yeah, poor Unfortunate Souls, for example, that doesn't sync up with a lot of things, and
it's a pretty unique one.
yeah. One of the things I did think was pretty funny about I'll Make a Man Out of You is that it's got its own chords going on for the most part, but it does end with this flat 6, flat 7, minor 1 walk up, which means, CJ, can you give me a Mysterious as the Dark Side of the Moon?
Mysterious as the dark side of
to
the
life.
moon.
Wake me up inside.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, you get a little bit overlap between those two.
One of the things I thought was really funny about, or like cool about your karaoke mashups, is that you have kind of, how do I say, like you don't necessarily have to mash up the entire song. You could just mash up like one part or like the chorus or something like that, and actually if you mash up the chorus it hits better because everybody knows the chorus for things. Yeah.
I have a game that I want to play sometime, and this is advanced karaoke mashups.
Ooh, I like advanced karaoke mashups.
And the trick is to find a song that has like 3 or 4 choruses, and find different songs that mash up with different songs that you can mash up with the chorus.
Okay.
And then you can do We Don't Talk About Bruno about it. Does that make any sense? The idea is you have you've got the actual song that's playing on the karaoke machine, and then for the first chorus you have one person sing a different song. For the second chorus you have somebody sing, uh, song number 3, and then for the final chorus, everybody sings together, and it's just chaos and overlap all the things.
That seems very fun. I think you tried it once with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Let's just say it was very tricky.
For sure.
I think it required a lot of like coordination and coaching.
I think it's going to be chaotic even if everyone knows their part well and knows what they're doing.
Yep.
And that's kind of the nature of that amount of mashing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a big weekend. I also had a big weekend. I was here actually. Now we can show it, but there. I've got my computer screen working. But I was I ended up, or I made a zine for a event called the Queer Games Blind Date, and it was very fun. Basically, the idea was, yes, okay. The idea was, what if zines were kind of like dates, and you could go on blind dates? I think a lot of us don't think too deeply about like the games that we play and why we play them, but I thought it would be interesting to think about playing games in terms of dating. So like you get to know each other, you talk a little bit, you date a little bit, and maybe you break up, maybe you stay together. You know, it's very it's very free form with games. In this world, like all people who are playing games are polyamorous, I guess, because you know you're playing multiple games at the same time.
Yeah.
But the
I don't know, sometimes I feel kind of like a serial monogamist with games. I usually like to play something all the way through before I pick up the next one, but not always.
That's actually a really interesting thought, is some people are serial game monogamists, and I think I'm a bit polyamorous, or like relationship anarchy, where I'm you know working with one game and then playing another game or that sort of thing. So we reached out to 17 different queer game devs from all around the world, from Japan to some Japanese devs have ones in English, but we did an English and Japanese version, and we organized them like periodicals in a newspaper. So you know, instead of saying the title or screenshots, the game is describing to you what it thinks it can bring to the table, kind of like misconnections. So if you're into that kind of thing, and you say, "Oh, I want, I love this, like loves kids. I want to know what is about, what this is about." Then you can click on this in the digital version, or you can scan a QR code in the physical version, and it will pop up with a game. Do you know what game it will pop up with, Mabbies?
I know that one because it's got bunnies in it. And
yeah.
Also because I made it.
Mabbies made this. If you click on this, I'm clicking on this through the software, so it's or through the publisher software, so it's a little. Go to the hyperlink target. Oh. Open it. Oh my goodness! Why? It's Setsubun, a game by Mabbies. And Josiah and Honami.
Yeah.
So, this is the way that the queer game zine is organized, and it's. Once we explained the concept, I think people were really into it. You can see all the people who participated. Everybody we gave everyone the option to be credited or not, because I know sometimes when you're a queer creator, you may not want your name getting out there, but everybody was okay with being credited, so everybody's name is here. And we hosted a hangout to get together at NAMNAM Space, and it was a great turnout. I think we raised, you know, um, we raised a lot of money for NamNam. I don't know the specific numbers, but I hope that NamNam got lots of donations for their stuff. So this was truly like a.
It also sounds really impressive when you say it in yen, because it's like, yeah, we raised 100,000 yen.
I think it was definitely more like 30. Yeah. I agree. It's
30,000 yen. Still sounds like a big number.
Yeah. So, if you want to check it out, it is here on my itch. If you available for free, of course. And if you want to see it, let me. Actually, I can't. I just realized it's we're doing some. There we go. Ta-da! Can download it for free. And I also included a digital version that has like links in it and the print files as well if you want to. Yeah. So that was very fun. What did you think of the event, Mabbies?
I had a good time. There were a lot of people there. It was a little bit overwhelming for the tiny room that NAMNAM Space has, but it was a good time, and there was a good panel discussion too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a good panel discussion. We talked about like games that we dated, games that we broke up with, and like what's kind of our threshold for dating versus breaking up with. I actually kind of want to maybe pose that question to people on our socials. Like, what are some things that will get like a game in your good graces to date? I jokingly said that games that have anti-hero, like, how do I say, games that may or may not actually be like queer but have like dark or like Cthulhu horror type vibes that also has some kind of like sense of like gender fluidity or something like that is something that I really enjoy. I mean, I'm a huge fan of like any PS2 era dark RPGs like Shadow Hearts and Dark Cloud and Digital Devil Saga and Shin Megami Tensei and Shadow of Memories. Our favorite himbo, Memory Man.
So good.
Not mutually exclusive, but I realized that I also think that himbo main characters are just pretty great. I used to really not like them when I was in my teens.
Yep.
But now I've taken a shine to
much more pro himbo these days.
Well, and also I was gonna say gender-free himbo. Like I think main protagonist where the protagonist is just a dumb girl surrounded by other girls who are more capable, and they're like, yosh yosh, it's okay. Like that also is a very sweet trope. We love our himbos. They try their best. So actually, I realized, let me turn it back to you, Matt. Since I participated in the panel discussion, you heard my answers for like what I would date and some games I broke up with. By the way, the dating games I think were ones like, did I mention Shadow Hearts or was I? I talked about eroge, actually.
Eroge.
Yeah, and like VNs and that sort of thing, like queer VNs. Love those. I could play them for hours. And JRPGs, or as we call them here, just RPGs.
Yeah.
And the thing that I broke up with was Dave the Diver, because this is really no shade to the devs, but I really don't like the fish shooting mechanics. I don't like the fact that you shoot fish. As somebody who has been a scuba diver for many years, I want to appreciate the fish and I want to take photos of the fish, but I don't actually want to shoot them. It really just ruined the idea of ocean exploration by the shooting aspect of it.
I'm gonna a little bit of shade to the devs, actually, if I may. That I think I'm also not a fan of the shooting fish with guns part. But the criticism I have in particular is I think a lot of the things you do in the game, or the way that the game works mechanically, felt kind of cliche. It felt like we want to have you explore a thing, and we need to add something to make it an interesting game, so we're going to add guns because that's what all games do, is try to add combat.
Yeah.
And it felt like there was a aspect of the game that was about running a restaurant, and how do you run the restaurant? Well, we're gonna make a Diner Dash clone for that part, because that's how restaurants work in games. And I think it's worth looking past the cliches. I think there are more interesting ways to deal with both scuba diving and restaurants that could lead to some really interesting game design.
Yeah.
If you were willing to go a little bit further, scratch past the surface.
Yep. Agree. But I mean, us, like, we can critique it as artists, though I realize that David Diver made a ton of money, so I can't argue with that.
Oh, sure.
The fact that it was very, very popular for what it was.
It was both successful and popular, and I think that's good things to shoot for when you're a game developer.
Totally.
And, I think that doesn't mean that it's above criticism or that the criticisms people do have of it aren't valid. But, take the full view, not just the narrow one where the criticisms are poking at.
So, back to the original question.
Sure.
Which was, what are some games that you're dating or have dated and you were happy about that, and what are some games that you broke up with?
A game that I've been into lately is Peckeret's Down the Bun Burrows.
You've so been into that.
It's so good. It's very fun. I'm, in general, like dating games that have puzzle mechanics, things that you gotta really get into the weeds with, like, how do the various mechanical elements of this game work, and Peckeret just gets a lot of mileage out of that, out of a few simple puzzle ideas. And also, bunnies. Bunnies are important.
Yeah, they are. They're also, like, I mean, I think you've mentioned this before, but, like, the game itself is kind of simple on its what is it?
At the outset?
Yes, at the outset. The game is very simple, but then as you start kind of thinking more about it, or like getting more deep into it, it becomes quite complex and very difficult.
Yep.
All right, cool. That's a it's a good one. What is one that you've broken up with?
Game I broke up with was Dark Souls.
Oh yeah.
People always say it's so incredible, you're gonna love it, you gotta give it a try. And I gave it a good try. It's just not for me. It really isn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe similar criticism, not necessarily the same criticism as Dave the Diver here, but similar in the sense that, well, they must be doing something right because lots of people do enjoy it and it made lots of money, so I can't argue with that part too much.
Yep.
The experience I had of playing Dark Souls is it felt like a game that does not respect my time. And I feel like that's a valid criticism too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think both you and I are working adults, so we're doing, various things, and having to go back to a game again and again can be very difficult and or frustrating.
Yeah.
I feel that way about certain, remakes of RPGs as well, where, if they don't have a quick save option or, some way of retrying or redoing something, I don't necessarily see it as a cop-out. I see it as, an option, to respect people's time.
Yep. I was gonna say, as a interesting in-between or comparison to Dark Souls, that I really did enjoy Hades. And it's, by nature of being a roguelike, quite a lot about having to start over and redo the same thing a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But I feel like Hades keeps you entertained while doing that, with new dialogue and new character relationships and new things that you unlock. And that's really cool. And I think Dark Souls did not have any of those things. When you're redoing a thing, you're just redoing the thing.
Yep. Yeah, agree. It's also, it's much more fun to watch you play Hades than it is Dark Souls, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, if other people are interested in sharing the games that they're currently dating, the games that they're having a good time with, and then maybe games that you broke up with, I feel like a lot of people's response to the question, what are some games you broke up with, it's just very instant, as opposed to games that you're currently dating, you're like, well, I'm having a fun time, so it's not a big deal.
I think the spectator experience is an important part of games too.
Yes. Yep. Totally agree. It's well, also if you're doing couch co-op or just even couch viewing, it's good. That's, I think, part of the reason why games that are I think they call them friend swap games that those are so popular, is because you have it's just fun to watch people play it together, and people get a lot out of it. Same for the streaming. I don't know what you're doing while you're watching us stream. Maybe you're watching us in the background or whatever, but I'm also curious to know about that. Okay, I'm going to move on to another thing, which is that it's been a really long time since I've done stuff in this is Affinity Publisher, but basically the InDesign layout of bookmaking and zines. And I used to be the leader / editor for zine a long-standing zine anthology club, and it was really fun to it was not that fun to lay out the zines, but now I'm having a lot more fun with it because it's kind of like I'm not doing it on a deadline.
Mm.
But uh, I am doing some layouts for pages right now. And one of the things that I'm doing layouts for is a little zine that's going to showcase foam. I won't get into the like details of it. I will wait until it like releases, but this is a sneak preview of my work on this. And so I wanted to kind of do a little like thing that looked a little bit like. Hold on. All right. Uh, it looked a little bit like a window, like an interface drama here, and put um, answers in here for like various parts of the game. So this is my postmortem on Foam, the family-friendly online art museum, which is a game that I made in March of this year about like art and online censorship. So this is a postmortem, sort of an amalgamation of like some blog posts that I've made about this, as well as my own like additional thoughts around making foam. Why is the fart so hard to pass? Which is a mini game that's within the uh, within foam, and also talking a little bit about Decker. I admit that I write a lot, and so I'm like looking at this, going like, I hope that I will be. I hope things will work out in the end in terms of making sure that. Uh, but I thought we could work on this together a little bit today while we're chatting. Mabbies, have you ever done zine
Zine
layouts?
I have. I've done zine layouts in InDesign.
InDesign, yes.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's pretty tricky. I think a lot of the concepts in InDesign make sense once you know what they're for, but the learning curve is steep.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
Why is the fart so hard to pass, CJ?
Well, it's because you're not eating enough fiber, obviously.
Got him.
Um, I wanted to explain what the fart was because I think people might not know exactly what it is.
Yes, yes.
Like I said, I think this needs to be a little bit shorter. But yes, I agree with you that the concepts can be kind of difficult at first, but they're uh, uh, this is also another There we go. I thought this was a pretty cool, like, um, blurb about, like, but yeah, I usually try to kind of like make I'm really into like I don't know doing interface stuff. Uh, so like that means that oh, hold on a second. So I tend to kind of like you know make these guys. Oh, I'm losing my words. I tend to make uh, these guys like kind of reminiscent of interface, and particularly like Decker's interface because that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to add more specifics. Do you remember when Leisure Suit Larry was like, what? Uh, was it from the '90s?
I think that's right. I can get you a date.
Please.
Let's ask the interwebs. Right, the original release, Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards, was July 5th, 1987.
Wow.
According to the Wikipedia page, the 1987 release was not actually the first game in the series. It was the first one with Larry in it, though. And the origin of that was Soft Porn Adventure, a 1981 text game.
Wow.
Text adventure game.
Wait, what was the age of, or what's the generational age of boomers? Like, when were they born from when?
Let's see. Wikipedia wants to say the age range is 1946 to 1964.
Okay.
Editor Mabbies wants you to know that you have based off of twice.
Oh yes. Oh, thanks. Oh gosh, what's the youngest person you could think online? A 10-year-old? I don't know. One of the things that's really nice about um, about this program is that it has like a pre-check to let you know things are like misspelled or like text is overflowing in one place. Like
Yeah.
it's very nice. One of the cool things about, I don't know if this was true for InDesign too, but like I can flip through different like profiles. So this is the publisher profile. This is the um, Affinity designer profile, and then this is the Affinity photo. So if I want to do like photo touch ups or work on here, I can do it just in one thing.
Yeah.
So actually,
That's very
publisher
cool.
is quite like powerful in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This. I'm not sure if I want to have like a. And then
Those creepy hands.
you love a good creepy hand. You really do.
I love good creepy hands.
realize that like this is like right on the margin in terms of like printable area, so we might want to pull it in a little bit. Like this a little bit more, just to give it some space to breathe. Uh-oh. What did we do? Undo. That looks excellent, except for what's happening over here.
Enough of that.
Yeah. Cool. That should be. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We need to pull this back just a wee, a smidge, a smidge.
A smidge.
Alright, cool. That is looking good. And then if you want to preview, you can. Alright. Cool. I think this is done.
Right.
So my next thing to do here is to fill this out with like all the information about foam. Probably put in some red text in there too, because I feel like this is kind of skimping on the red because I want it to be readable. I don't want people to. Softer. I'll show you. There's a thing called pre-flight, and you can actually see like, oh, there's missing characters here.
Characters.
Oh, here. Apparently that's maybe sysfont doesn't have a like ... Huh. Maybe I can do something. There we go. Cool. All right. So that is how we lay out a zine. I actually should come in here and layer organization, very important. And I'm not joking. If I don't organize my layers, I will forget, and then it becomes very sad. What happened? What is going on? Three, which was I think this is inside the header. Okay, cool. So now we have everything organized so that we have everything in one thing. And when I come back to this, I'll be able to know what's going on. I think it's pretty cool that like for publisher, basically like all you have to do is click on the page itself, and it switches to like a new layers here. So like I don't have to worry about like a long list of elements on like which artboard it's associated with or whatnot. Like it's already associated with an artboard. I've had issues in the past with Figma being a sometimes elements are not associated with an artboard, so you have the artboards, and then outside of the artboards somewhere there's some kind of element. And so forcing it, especially in publisher, like if you're going to be printing something, you don't want some random element out like in the non-printable space.
Out in the nowhere zone.
Yeah, so it does help.
It shows up. It should in fact be printed on the page.
Exactly. So I will be doing this one, and then you'll be able to find this in a zine near you soon. So I think we've made some good progress on it, and I'm happy. I'm glad that we got this one because this is the most content heavy. This one's going to be very image heavy, and like, oh, there's stuff going on. But yes, have you used a publisher before, Mabbies?
No, I haven't.
It's good. I think it's actually easier to use than InDesign. InDesign had some like really weird. I mean, overall, I think publisher, designer, and photo are easier to use. But definitely, it's much easier to export PDFs through here.
Yep.
Cool. What say you, Mabbies?
Let's go eat some lunch.
All right. Thanks for dropping in to hang out with us. I'm gonna see if there's any channels going on right now that we can. Yeah. None of our friends are online now. Normally, I would kick you over to their channels because they are on Twitch, but apparently not. Thanks everybody for joining. We are going to try to do streamings like Wednesday mornings. We have been switching from Monday nights to Wednesday mornings, so hopefully this will be better for both Mabbies and myself.
Yeah. Maybe even better for the Tuesday night crowd in North America and Europe.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for stopping by, and we will see you again next week. All right. Bye.